Faster Fluency Conversation Club podcast is Nice Workplace Culture Toxic? Welcome to the Faster Fluency Conversation Club podcast by Business English with Christina. If you want to be confident speaking English, network with professionals around the world, and practice speaking to become fluent faster, join us. We have 9 conversation sessions every week. Plus, podcast listeners get a 50% discount on the first month of membership with the discount code FFCC50. The link to join is in the show notes. Now, let's go. Hey, Christina here with the Faster Fluency Conversation Club podcast. And today we have a very interesting question to discuss. And that is nice workplace culture toxic? And to talk about this, I'm here with Sheila. And Sheila, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. I'm still feeling the effects of being on ferry for 21 hours.
Right.
So
yes.
I'm a little shaky.
Yeah. Right. So still
But
kind of recovering.
that, I'm doing well.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, good. Yeah. I know. Well, hopefully the effects of the ferry will disappear sooner rather than later, I would say.
Exactly. Right. I hope so too. How are you doing today? I didn't even ask.
Yeah, I'm doing very well. You know, it's Monday when we're recording this, so after a nice refreshing weekend, and excited about the week and getting back to work and all of that. And so let's get into the topic today, which is this idea of, workplace culture, and is a nice workplace culture is that actually toxic? And I thought this was an interesting article or an interesting topic because usually when we think of like a nice workplace culture, we think it's something positive and desirable and something that we want, but maybe it can also be a sign of a toxic workplace. So yeah, an interesting topic today. Maybe to start. Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah. Maybe to start, how would you actually define a toxic workplace?
I think a toxic workplace to me, as it mentioned in the article a little bit, is a place where people are very critical, not getting along, they don't work well together. And it just makes for a very difficult setting to be effective or productive in. But I think the biggest thing is, when you're working with people who are very critical, even if they don't say it, but they show it.
Yeah.
And in their actions, that's the same thing, showing in their actions. I think that can definitely be difficult to deal with at work. Yeah. What about you? What would you say is it?
I would say it's all of those things that you just described. And I think there's actually maybe a difference between the toxic workplace where, like you said, people, their actions and their words, they can be maybe like passive aggressive, or there's a lot of pressure on the employees, or a lot of maybe like micromanagement and all of these things that we know are, I would say, negative aspects of a workplace. But then there's also, I would say, like the hidden toxic workplace where maybe like on the surface, it seems nice and it seems that everything is positive and everybody's happy, etc. But I feel like that can actually hide, like, I don't know. I want to say it's almost like in a relationship. It's like if everything seems to be positive on the surface, it's not that everything actually is positive, because it's normal in the workplace or in relationships to have problems and conflict and difficult moments or whatever. But if you are not addressing those problems and you're just kind of pretending that everything is nice and happy, that is also a form of toxic workplace, because, like we said, like maybe your coworkers, they're being passive aggressive, like they're saying things that seem to be positive, but that they're kind of meant as a negative thing or a critical thing.
Mm,
or there's no, everything is like, okay, no, this is great, this is all good, we're doing good, we're doing well, etc. And no one is, maybe a place where no one feels comfortable um expressing a contradictory point of view, or bringing up a problem, or asking difficult questions, that kind of thing. I feel
mm.
like that can be a kind of toxic workplace also.
Yeah, I mean, in the article, it mentioned that being kind may
Mm,
be a sort of cop out. So
mm,
maybe
mm-hmm,
you should tell your coworker or give them some constructive criticism or
mm,
tell them that they've done something incorrectly, but
yeah,
you kind of cover it over with kindness and you don't tell them directly what they need to improve on.
yeah,
They
exactly.
consider
If
that.
somebody, yeah, I was gonna say, if like somebody asked them for some feedback or something, you're like, oh, no, no, it was really good, it was all great, no, you did really like an awesome job.
Exactly.
Like that's nice to hear, but it doesn't help to move the company forward or the team forward
Exactly.
if there's
Right.
something that needs to be improved.
Exactly. Or the person to grow either. They're not going to
Yeah.
know where they need to improve on. So yeah, I think that in that sense, it's not a good way. But to me, that describes false kindness because I feel like
Yeah.
kindness is, it's being considerate, it's being gracious, ability to get
Yeah.
along with your coworkers, even if you don't see their point of view or, don't agree with it, you
Right.
still treat them with that same respect,
Yeah.
consideration, kindness.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, so yeah,
And
I feel like kindness in the workplace, it definitely does have its place, but
yeah.
the false kindness, that would be
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would contribute to a
Exactly.
toxic workplace for sure.
Yeah. And I think that like maybe a couple of other just like telltale signs of toxic workplace. It's like, yeah, it's um feeling like you can't offer constructive criticism, or feeling that you have to be positive, or that you have to agree with everything. Or maybe even like if you ask for feedback from your manager or from your colleagues or whatever, and you're only getting positive feedback and
Feedback.
praise. Like I feel like those are just
That's a
kind of like
red flag.
red flags. Exactly. It's like,
Yes, yes.
this
It's like I
is,
don't do anything wrong. Everything is
yeah,
right.
it's like, oh, I'm
No.
perfect. My work is so
Exactly.
good. In that case, that's the moment to go in and ask for a raise, because you're like, hey, everyone says that my work is perfect, so maybe I should be paid more for this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for sure it's a problem. I mean, you should be in a safe place where, you
Mm,
can accept criticism, you can
yeah.
give it in a constructive way.
Yeah.
Because I think
Exactly.
that working in a toxic workplace like that,
Mm,
it will cause people to become discouraged. They may
mm,
end up leaving their career, switch careers, go
yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
So toxic workplace does have a very negative impact on the worker for
On the
sure.
workplace. Yeah, exactly. And
Mhm.
I think this was it was something, in the news. I guess this was kind of sort of in that post-COVID time. They talked about like the great resignation, and all of
Mm,
these people who were quitting their jobs because they were feeling, unhappy in their
yeah.
job, or
Mhm.
disillusioned, or just like something, it was lacking depth and meaning. And I feel like this is part of it. It's because it's like, if you're unable, like you said, to address the issues, to give constructive criticism, to grow, to help other people grow, etc., you do feel like you're
Mm,
just kind of going through the motions and not actually
exactly.
really contributing to anything meaningful. And then people are just like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave, see ya. And no, I think
Exactly.
that's so it can be, yeah, something on the surface that seems nice, but in reality can create a lot of problems for the people
Yeah,
in the workplace, but also for the, creating I guess the desire to leave the company as well, which is not good. So yeah.
definitely negative for sure.
Yeah. Right. No. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Sheila. And I hope that you get over the fairy waves soon. And yeah.
whatever it is that I have. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it is. I'm sure there's an official name for that.
I'm sure there is
phenomenon,
too.
but I don't know what it is. So we'll just call it fairy waves. Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Sheila, and talk to you soon.
Okay. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening this week. If you want to do more than just listen and you want to practice speaking vocabulary and get the confidence in English that you need for your career, become a member of the Faster Fluency Conversation Club today. And if you want to try the club, we'll give you a guest invitation to a free first session so that you can see for yourself how awesome this club is. To arrange your guest invitation, email us at contact@ChristinaRebuffet.com and just ask. We'll take care of you.